welcome one and all. FSBRacing.com. Friday night Winston Cup. We're here tonight. Second to last race of the season at Kansas Speedway. And we're looking at the Apple Collision Center's 18 car Robert Bokum. And we like to thank Apple Collision Centers for the sponsorship of the series and sponsoring Bokum Motorsports number 18 there, Robert Bokum, and the number 6 car right there, Mark DeSenza. So we do appreciate that. Happy hour is coming to an end here. Racing about to start here at Kansas, and 107 big laps and a 51 car, I believe, of Dave Jandry. He's on the pole. So congrats to Dave Jandry. Good seeing him back in that Lowenbrow ride. It's always good to see. And there we get a nice look at our huge field tonight. Dave Jandry on the pole, Bill Yarbrough outside pole, Mark DeSenza, Robert Bokum, third and fourth. Third row is Ken Ron and Alan Myers. Ken Hansen, Michael Sanders making up the fourth row. Fifth row, Nicole Johnson.
Start your engines!
And we got the call to start engines. Pace car is rolling them off. There we see the 51 car, Dave Jandry, and Bill Yarbrough, as we said, Mark DeSenza, Robert Bokum, Ken Ron. There's Alan Myers in the 101, Ken Hansen in the 9 car. Mike Sanders, Nicole right there. There's a 43 car, Rick Bisconner. Mark Travert down there low in the Pabst Blue Ribbon ride. Jim Scharf and Dog Palmer. Thor Dog teammates on the next row there. Sam Young and the 59 of Ryan Johnson in the next row. The 80 Ed Finley, 30 of Mike Guidry. 72 Mike Pruitt, 68 of Chet Barkin. There's the 29 of Jeff Hale, BMW. We got a green flag out. And the rest of our field, Guy Petra. There's our pace car. There's Dave Jandry leading them down into turn 1, and we are underway here. Friday night Winston Cup here at FSBRacing.com. Glad you could join us. Well, Dave Jandry has Bill Yarbrough all over the back bumper as we just get started here on lap 1. Heard some reports of a fairly loose setup, so let's see if this field will allow each other to kind of settle in and not press the issue too much. You see the 80 car making a move down low to the inside of the 191 of Mike Sanders, who's lost a couple positions at the get-go here. And then we see Guy Petra, Jeff Hale, admin Joe Cutt right there in the 88 ride, the Wrangler car. Pops Margison down to the inside there, and then 99. There's Mike Guidry right behind. We got a car into the wall. It's the 59, and there's some extra contact with the 88. The 77 spins as well. Ouch. Let's see what happened here. There we see the 59, Ryan Johnson. And we were saying that the setup is a little loose. Let's see if as we go down the backstretch there, we see some tight racing there right in front of them. And just got a little loose. Oh, Ed hard into the outside wall, too. And then after the spin, getting mowed down, contact by Joe Cut. Looked like Pat just spun to avoid hitting anyone. Might need some fresh tires, but no harm, no foul, I believe, for Pat. Uh, yeah, I was just about to say that they say the setup is a little loose, and as we say that, the 59 went around, and I'm sure the 80 and the 88 both are going to have to address some issues here. And we go back live, we see a whole host of cars on pit lane. Most stay out, it looks like. And then we see some cars slowly making their way down the pit lane here at Kansas Speedway. 1.5 mile tri-oval, they call it. Traditional backstretch, kind of a curving, almost like a rounded triangle front stretch with the start finish line there you see off to your left being kind of like the pinnacle of that round edge of the triangle. We see the cars now stringing off of there. We see the 88 of Joe Cut, 80 of Ed Finley, hopefully addressing the damage there. 43 car also coming out. And we'll slowly make our way through the field here. And we see that Bill Yarbrough was able to get around the 51 of Dave Jandry. And he will be leading the field back to green. So the 54 car now in the lead, 51 second, Dave Jandry second, Bill Yarbrough first, Robert Bokum third. Just lap 5, 107 laps here at Kansas Speedway. There you have a look at your top 10 running order. See the lights are still on the pace car. So let's recap this. I was actually looks like I was wrong here. Bill Yarbrough is our leader. 51 Dave Jandry second. The 6 car of Mark DeSenza is third. Ken Hansen fourth, and Robert Bokum fifth. Nicole Johnson in that 5 car right there. She's in 6th. Ken Ron, Mark Favorite, 7th and 8th respectively. Now Nicole ducks in with 1 lap to go to green. Nicole ducking in looks like maybe a little fuel strategy playing early on. I would have to think that. Let's see. She gets 4 tires and fuel, or fuel only. Let's see what's going to go on here. Certainly no need for tires right now. But you see that she is electing to take on some right side tires. And 4 tire change now for Nicole. And she's out and away. So an interesting move there by Nicole. So she'll start shotgun on the field as she gets back up to speed. Got to stay down on that apron until you hit the backstretch and you blend in. If you do go high there, you can get black flagged, and that would be a costly one. So as we make our way back to the front of the field for the green flag start. We see Bill Yarbrough, Dave Jandry, Mark DeSenza, Ken Hansen. There's our top 4. Green flag is out, and away we go. Let's see if with the single file restart, things settle in. Bill Yarbrough off to a good start. Dave Jandry, Mark DeSenza third. No passing to the backstretch per FSB rules. Once they hit that backstretch, fair game, game on. And again, with the caution, single file restart. See that Jim Scharf a little slow there and looks to be maybe struggling a tad. Don't know if he got loose or what's going on, but several cars got around him. He's battling Pops now back on the inside. And you see a little bottleneck has developed there with the 151, the 191, the 29 all getting bottled up together right behind Jim Scharf. Now we see the 151 and 191 all side by side momentarily. Guy Petra wins that battle momentarily. Mike Sanders gets back in line. Now they make a move onto the outside of the 23 car. So an outside move by the 151 car. Car handling very well, it looks like there. And we see that the 191 goes up fairly high. Little loose there. White line, so inbounds. No yellow line here. 30 car trying to make a run there on the inside. Now he's got help from the 191 and the 29. So Jim Scharf not heading in the right direction right now. Let's see if he can get that car settled underneath him and start logging some laps. We see the 77 there gets down on the apron after negotiating the pass there. 29 up high, and that's a little dicey there for a moment. But Jeff Hale gets around the 23, and he'll set sail now toward the 77 and back toward the front here. And look who's here. Look who's here.
You think somebody could give me a pit pass?
Yeah, we'll let you in. I told them to lock the gates and lock the door to the booth, once the race starts. But yeah, we'll let you in, Milty.
Well, I'm not drunk yet, so let's work on it. Looks like you got a big fat field here.
We do.
Just enjoying the broadcast there. So keep on talking. I'll try to blend in here.
Yeah, we have a nice field. Some of our fast suspects are at the front, being the 54 car Bill Yarbrough, the 6 car Mark DeSenza, 9 car Ken Hansen. Now who I see is Dave Jandry, who was our pole sitter, has now drifted back to 4th. So Dave Jandry may be playing a little fuel and tire move here. This is from what I hear from the drivers, Milty, tough on tires. So
it's like the band motor grader, except it's tire grader.
And we know who one of the best is at managing your tires, and that's the 18 car Robert Bokum. And he has put a little gap in between him and the 4th place car, Dave Jandry, by about a second and a half or so. But this is Robert running his line, running his strategy. And if anyone wants to go buy him, more power to him, I think he says. Most people say, you know what, it's not a bad idea to follow Robert either, which you've done several times here, Milty, in these last few races that you've been in, and it seems that it's paid off for you.
Well, he's just got the natural ability to know exactly how fast he needs to go. And you just got to know, when you go to war and you got your leader up there, you're going to follow him if you got trust in him. And, you can trust the 18's going to be there at the end.
Yeah, we see him going by the 5 car, who's now gone a lap down. Not sure what's going on with Nicole there. She ducked in right as we went 1 to go on green, and has not gone back up to speed. So something going on with that car. Not sure if there was any incident involving her. I didn't see anything. So we'll see how that progresses. But right now, Bill Yarbrough solidly in the lead. Mark DeSenza shadowing him in second. Ken Hansen, Dave Jandry are top four. They've separated themselves from the next group, which is the 18, the 303, the 98 right there, nose to tail.
Well, Bill's a good leader, and he's also a good. He knows how to lead, and he knows how to come. He usually qualifies P5 or better. So to see him out front here, he gets to dictate the pace here, which um, it's a tire
And it
grinder.
looks like
But
we do have a caution now.
oh boy,
And the 5 car is stopped. And I don't know what's going on with the 5 car here. But more trouble
could have
for the
some
5 car.
control issues or something with her rig, and she's
And,
now in the pits.
and you can see just cars streaming by her on the inside. Clearly not up to speed. And then the engine just let loose, Milty. I
Oh,
think that's,
kablamo.
yeah, she must have known that there might have been down a cylinder or something and then finally let loose. And of course, up high like that with the blown engine, with the oil coming out of the
Kablam.
car. Yeah, that,
You don't get out of that thing, girl. You don't want to be breathing that. Of course, the baby's going to already know the smell of tire smoke and engine oil for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Probably be born with dirt under the fingers. But yeah, bad break tonight. Something went wrong with that car early on in
Massive pit
uh,
road. Look at that pit road. 25 cars. Ooh, look at them slide in there. Very
yeah, we go
nice.
back live. Yeah.
Everybody's in their stall. No mistakes, no backups. It's all on the pit crews now. Everybody's in clean. Lots of room here. Sammy, oh, Ken Hansen gets sideways there. Woo, he got a little excited, saves it, but he's going to lose a spot or two there.
Yeah.
Four wide, and there's contact. Pops, and somebody got into it. Pops and Guy Petra. They
both
were
went
friends
spinning onto.
here.
Yeah, they used to be friends. Let's take a quick.
Pops' spotter had to be going 3 wide in the pits, and Pops didn't know what to do. He obviously thought he was clear, and Guy was on the outside.
Yeah,
Negative.
Guy went to the outside. Pops was at the outside, but there was a squeeze between the 30 and 29 and sent both the 99 and 151 off.
Bad timing there. This is inches and seconds with all these great drivers. Hale got such a great run. He was just piling to the center there, and in his view, he saw those guys on the outside, expected them to stay outside. Pops was a little, and I wonder if Jeff Hale was speeding there because he got such a great launch. He was way faster than everybody else there. We're gonna have to see how this sorts out because that looked unnatural compared to the speed of the other cars getting going there. 45 mile an hour pit road speed here. Let me see if I can take a look and see if I can see what speed, because Hale just looked like he was going way too fast.
And there we see the 29 car.
43 looked like he just exited. Not sure if he had to go back in or was just at the tail end there.
And looking back at Jeff Hale's pit stop, you see he came in at perfect speed there. Locked him up, slid right into his box, quickly changing the right side tires. Left side's going on already.
Got a couple weeks back in the saddle again, so he's back at
There we
form
see
here.
Pops passing Jeff Hale, and then Jeff up to 46 miles an hour, Milty.
That's what I'm
46.
saying. It just did not look
We'll
natural. Once you get to that speed on exit, NASCAR don't mess around. They bust you. Checking the scanner.
Going back live, we see him still holding his position here.
We got 98 is busted, and that's his own words. EO for the 98, Sam Young, our winner Wednesday night in the Pro Cup, is going in the back with the dogs, and the two Fords, Guy and that was synchronized cluster. You know what? For the And the 151 insult to injury eel for him and Pops.
Yeah, you might get an
NASCAR
unsafe
don't.
exit when you
Yeah,
hit the grass there, Milty.
yeah.
So,
NASCAR does not like it when you screw up their nice paint job out
yeah,
there.
they don't like cars driving on the nicely manicured lawn. But right now, it looks like Jeff Hale holding his position, Milty. So I think
Yeah,
he
so
got
he's
away
good to
with it.
go.
He got away with it. It's a little 46 flickering there, here and there, but
Now you got timing. You got timing loops every 25 yards or so. So if you hit 46 and then drop back down to like 42, 43, your average speed, sometimes it'll let you slide, you know.
as we go back to the front, we see the lights are out. Steve Weber, I don't believe pitted Milty, so he will lead him down. Um,
Yeah, well, he's gonna go backwards fast, but caution's breed caution. So
yeah,
let's see what happens.
Weber.
He's rolling the dice here a little bit. I like it.
Yeah, a little early roll of the dice. Only lap 21 of 107.
He's been finishing top five,
Bill
and
Yarb.
he wants to win a race here.
Yeah,
So,
but Bill Yarborough with an extremely fast car though, and
you know,
he's immediately challenging Webb on the inside. Webb holds him off for the moment. Pushes up just a little there in the turn with the older tires. Bill turns underneath him, and they go down the tri-oval side by side. Look like Webb may have got a lap lead there.
another couple studs back there. January and the 9, always in the top 5.
And now Webb up
Along
very
with
high.
Ken Young.
Has to get off the gas. That's a little too high. There we see Guy Petra. Looks like maybe having to serve that penalty under green.
Yeah, and the 72's around Mike Pruitt. Hard into the wall. And he takes out Chad and Mike. Guidry gets some of that. And Mike Sanders, definite damage for the Las Vegas native in the 191. 77.
68's also in it.
Pop's kind of, I don't know if he got into that, but definitely bad for those two cars. Have to see what happened in 77.
We'll take another look at that here.
Caution is out.
Yeah,
Caution's breed caution. This is what Bill wants, as long as he's not involved, because he's up front there. When it comes to mano a mano, he's got the Kevin Harvick kind of car, like Kevin Harvick had at Pocono.
Wow.
Bill likes his chances out front. Hard contact for...
Very hard contact for someone here. We see the
72 is beat up like he's been in a bar fight.
Yeah, and we see the 72 just got a little loose to the outside wall, then a hard hit by the 30 car, and then another hit by the 108 car sends him spinning extra. And that was a...
Oh, look at the 77. It's like...
That was a
evasive
e-ticket
action.
Spin there for the 72. You see the back end bashed in badly. Pit crew's going to be earning some money now for the 72 car. That car may not turn out to be drivable.
Oh, yeah, he tried to stab the brakes. Bam! Oh, and dog got caught up in that. Tough luck for the dog. That's going to be some damage there. 77 looks like Pat Rouchet looked like he missed that. He was so focused on making the pass that I think it was he was trying to complete the pass right as the 72 was spinning, so his reaction time was a little slow there, but then he just cranked the wheel and he gets 4 freshies and gets back out. No harm, no foul. He will lose track position, but heavy Thor Dog crew they're working on that thing. Well, and Thor Racing is just really lit the world on fire here as of late, and but the boss of Thor Racing, he'll definitely have a mountain to climb. Guidry, he's staying in it, but they worked on it for a little while here.
Yeah, they sure did. Now, his car's not going to be the same, that's for sure. Bill Yarbrough is our leader at lap 25, so all closing in on about 25% complete on this race. Mark DeSenza second, Ken Hansen third, Robert Bokum fourth, Dave Jandry fifth. Top five has been pretty stable. They may have swapped their own positions in between those top five, but pretty much the same five faces right now. And that's what track position also does for you with these cautions, is you establish your track position, and then with cautions you kind of solidify it, and others have to keep pitting and chasing you while you can stay on a more, let's say, a more traditional schedule, Milty, and that usually pays off in the long run. Chasing pit stops and trying to catch up to something usually doesn't work in the end.
Well, we still have one car a lap down. Pops avoided that, but Guy Pitcher's a lap down, so uh, and he
Yep.
should have no damage. So he's really got to race hard here as he moves up to the front here. He needs a quick caution, and he needs to put the pedal down, get that lap back, son, and you're back in this thing.
Yeah, and we see that Johnson and Johnson are the only two out of the race, Milty. Ryan with the first wreck there, and then Nicole with the blown up engine. Uh, so two out of the race, only one lap down. That means we still have, what is that, Milty? 2002 cars or so on the lead lap still.
Well, it looks like Papa won the coin flip today, and so Isaac he'll be watching the broadcast. But tough luck for his dad there, Ryan Johnson. Not going to be his day, but he'll be back in black. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
sometime they'll both be able to get on at the same time and race. That'd be not our first father-son combination. For years, Toby Marguson, Pop's son, very good driver. Them two raced. That's why we start calling him Pops, because we'd be going, "Hey Jim, what's up?" And Toby'd be saying, "Come on, Pops, step on that gas. Let's get going."
Yeah, kind of
Like,
stuck.
kind of stuck.
Well, we got green flag. Bill Yarbrough on the outside. Guy Petra a lap down on the inside. Guy Petra does
Bill's
get
giving
that
him
position.
some quarter here.
Yeah, he did.
He's in no hurry, and
Well,
six is also well. And
well,
okay, there we
a
go.
little
Well,
over-under move by Bill Yarbrough. Now Guy Petra hung out on the outside.
I
And
don't think Guy's got a car he likes, because he just didn't have his heart into it there. He wasn't really racing like he meant it. So now he's gonna have to go back and try to get next time.
yeah, and now you just gotta, when this happens and you're giving ground, you just gotta be really focused here to keep it off the wall. Don't make a mistake and gather up anyone either. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
So you see Ken Hansen now side by side with a guy. Robert Bokum, Dave Jandry following him in.
Oh, Guy almost got loose.
He
Stabbed
did
it
get
there.
loose.
Wow.
He did get loose. Not almost. We see a big stack of cards. Jeff Hale with a with a move
That's
almost down
lead.
onto the grass there. What a move by Jeff Hale.
Oh, and Hansen.
And Ken Hansen gets loose.
He got.
And now Robert Bokum down.
Distracted. There must be a caution.
Yeah, I think we do have a caution, but cars just sliding all over
Hansen
the
dodged
place.
the bullet there. Great save. He must have not recognized the caution was out at first, and then or he went down low there. That's a little mystifying there.
Yeah,
Chet is on pit road. We're gonna have to take a look at the 68, one of the
yeah,
SDP
Ken Hansen
cars.
down onto the apron with the caution out. You see that the light's blinking already, and then he got down onto the apron and got very loose and had to lock it up. And Robert Bokum had to take evasive action there as they woed up to allow the pace car to catch up. So that was almost a disaster there for the leaders.
Well, he had in his right-hand side, in his eye, he knew Guy was all over the place, and it was the 68. Chet Barkin was that outside line, man. Once you get out of that dark groove in Kansas, it's slick as snot up there, and Chet Barkin cut out on the high line, started to go around on him, and it just went around. And Mike Pruitt dodged that. Tried to do his Joey Chitwood there. No contact, so he went in quick, and I don't know if that was advisable. He probably got he's going to get an end of longest line for pitting while the pits were closed.
Well, let's see how we sort this out now. Lap 30 of 107. Only had about 4 or 5 laps of racing there before we went yellow again. So, there we see that badly beat up 72 car.
As we see Chet coming in, the big red flag dude over there on the right, that do not enter. So that'll be entering a closed pits. He'll get an end of longest line. At this point, didn't hit nothing. He got his tires, go to the back, but he's going to have to fight through some damaged cars.
Looks like he may have also retired now, Milty, or Guy Petra. Let me see here. No, it looks like Chet has retired.
We don't see anything on the scanner yet. EOL for the 88 also. Under caution, there was some confusion. I think part of that problem was you see Joe, the admin, asking people to please take it around the backstretch before slowing. That must have been part of the problem, because the cars were stopped coming out of 2. You need to go all the way down to the backstretch and wait for the pace car.
Yes, you do. You want to carry your speed through 1 and 2 safely, and then just kind of ease off the throttle as you get down the backstretch, and let the pace car pick you up before you, approach pit lane. And of course, at Kansas, there are plenty of time to do that. So yeah, maybe a little premature slowing down there by the leaders, and that kind of bottlenecked the cars that were racing back to the line and having to woe down much quicker than they expected to.
I think they saw the tire marks and smoke from the 68, and that spooked them a little bit, so they slowed down there. A couple of guys here, might be smoking and tripping a little bit here. Ed was saying he saw the Wicked Witch out there, and he landed in a ditch, and Sharfie's off to see the Wizard. So
yeah, well,
a little bit of pun there.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that there's a little.
Because we are in Kansas.
No, you're not in Kansas.
Too.
I'd say you're not in Kansas anymore, but actually we are in Kansas, so I can't say that.
Robert says the wonderful Wizard. So they're all yucking it up here under caution. Just follow the yellow brick road. Well, the scanners just, these guys are feeling jiggy here with this big field Friday night, off of work, and glad to be sim racing at FSB. And
I mean, you could be doing a lot worse things right now on a Friday night. You could be sleeping on a bus bench. So.
Could you put your hands behind your back, Mr. Minner?
Yeah, you could be doing that too. You can be doing the county shuffle.
That's $15,000.
And here we go again. Guy Petra going to give it one more try on the inside. He's the only car one lap down. He is going here. Mark DeSenza giving him room.
Do something. Put a show on. Let's go. Get your dang lap back. You got a good car.
So far, so good for Guy Petra. Let's see what kind of pressure Mark DeSenza gets, though. And he gets immediate pressure from Bill Yarbrough, who takes the position and takes the lead right back from Mark. Ken Hansen now with that reprieve. And we got caution. And it looked like the 191 and 77 got together there, Milty. And caution is out, so
and they
uh,
will drop down the order. 191 obviously damaged, but stayed out there under those that short run there where everybody else. Yeah, well, I don't know if they pitted or not. So
okay, well,
no bueno for him.
let's take a look at what happened here. We see the 77 ahead of the 191 right here as the green flag came back out. And looks like Mike Sanders got a big run there on the 77 going down the backstretch.
The Yarbrough's having to come to a stop here and wait for the pace car. As obviously he was distracted, and all the drivers were by the smoke from the last wreck.
And Pat got a little loose, and Mike had nowhere to go as Pat got loose. The two came together, and Pat pretty hard into the wall. So
Really gotta get these tires warmed up. These are not your daddy's Winston Cup setups. These are like pro setups. The only difference is these cars don't have the horsepower, so you've got to give her 3-4 laps to get in, and you got to stay in that groove there. Oh boy, that's twice. Mike Sanders is going to need a bucket. Dave Jandry does a little mow job there and avoids no harm, no foul. They might have to pull some grass out of that grill though.
and we see some cars on pit lane now finishing up their stuff. The 151 Milty. I think happy days are here again for Guy Petra. Let me check. It does appear that Guy Petra is back on the lead lap, like you
That's
said,
what I'm
Milty.
talking about.
So new lease on life, and still plenty of laps to go here, Milty. 70 plus laps still. So Guy Petra, sometimes when you get that lap back, Milty, it's you get rejuvenated, and all of a sudden you find yourself in contention. So let's see if he can parlay his lap back into a solid finish now.
Parlay, parlay.
That's a big word.
I was thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean there. Great job by him there. Obviously, he knew better than me. The first time wasn't in the cards. He this time he was on a mission from God, and now he's got his lap back. Get some. Guy got a win this year. Trucks, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Could not be a more popular win for a more popular guy, even though he's always talking trash with me. But we like it like that. We had like our little jawing back and forth, and so does everybody else. Because we're good friends, and it's all in good fun.
And
Sim racing community here, and we got
absolutely.
22 community cars here left, still running.
And different kind of look here at the Kansas Speedway from all the RVs partying in the infield, Milty. Looks like we got some barbecues going on down there. I'm sure there's a few Budweisers being consumed down there as well.
'29, Jeff Hale had to go back there, and he is slowly. Him and the 51 of Dave Jandry, they know each other well. Slim Sim teammates. They're slowly moving up patiently. Now they're P5 and P6, and they're right behind Robert. I look for them to do some damage before this is over, but
I agree
they've got
with that.
they've got a huge. They've got some guys that are really on a roll here. 54, 6, and 98 are up on the wheel, so
Yes,
this is
they
gonna
are.
be good.
They are, and of course we know Robert Bokum always runs his own agenda, especially this early in a race. So you might have Dave Jandry, Jeff Hale wanting to go. Robert Bokum maybe not in the mood to go. And of course we know Bill Yarbrough, Sam Young, Mark DeSenza, they're going to go. You can put that in the bank.
Well, we know what the Walking Dead BMW can do. what he's doing now is showing you something new here, and that's he's not just going, he's just hanging, So he's he's sim racing is always a craft. You have to work on it, and he's really in the zone here, just staying with the leaders here. And when it's time to go, then he can put his foot down. But then again, Kansas is really hard to pass. So
Yes, it is. Um, and we really haven't got a run yet in the books to show these guys anything about the handling of the rides. A lot of cautions have brunted any runs that we've had, so uh, we'll see how that affects the rest of this race here as, again, not even at halfway point, so still plenty of laps to go for everyone.
whoa.
Yeah, and you can see the cars getting loose as they come out of 4 onto this front tri-oval, Milty, and
Ed Finley in the Thunderbird there. He was the Air Force Thunderbird was definitely way up in the danger zone, but he's still kind of running that high line coming out of the corner. I don't know, son, if I'd be doing that. Of course, he ain't no son, but he's got Pops passing him there. But Ed is
oh, and
real
Kenron
wide
gets
there.
loose.
Once again,
And,
we're seeing cars go
and
around here.
yeah, and I believe we'll have a caution.
I was just about to mention the 44, Mark Fravert, doing a great job moving into position here, mixing it up with these studs, along with the 101 and the 23. Guys are really in the sportsman division have put the wood on the ball, boy. See what happened with oh, nice save though.
Yeah, Kenron,
Got,
just again, Milty, just about the same thing we've seen from many drivers tonight. The back end it's just kind of like a slow and steady spin. It's not a snapping spin out. It's a very slow and steady one. And we see our
get
leaders
such a
now diving
run,
into the pits as well.
and you're going so fast that these cars have probably got about 650 horsepower compared to the 850 of the Pro Cup. So you're not as afraid. You want to get on that gas earlier because you feel like comfortable. But the reality is you got to be really careful because they'll still spin the tires, especially once you just start to get loose and you're on the gas. You got to feather that gas on. Make sure she's pointed straight. Oh boy!
Almost
Close
contact there
contact
between
there.
Sam and the 43
Pisconer
car.
is all the way sideways there. They're still servicing the car. That pit crew scrambling. I think one of his pit crew guys got hit out there. No,
No,
he's
yeah,
okay.
that's very possible. It looked like we saw some crews scatter there.
Yeah, he had to run for the. You definitely don't want to be behind that thing. NASCAR official is running for his life too. Looks like he's going to get 4 tires and get out, but that definitely hurt him a little bit. But whoa, that was close. But that's that's cars that are qualified ahead of where they're running now, and then when all these cars come in, that's the you need a little bit of luck there. It looks like Sam Young got lucky there and Bisconnor did a great job of getting in there and being decisive. And he either had to go or not go, and he made the right choice because there was no contact.
And this caution really benefited the 9 car, Milty. He pitted very late in that last caution and gave up a ton of track position. But now he's gotten it all back as everyone pitted. He stayed out. So Ken back up to 3rd. And
Yeah,
only
just a few
really,
laps.
yeah,
Yeah,
and really only a couple lap old tires. So I think that's a tremendous move. Mark DeSenza also stayed out, Milty. So and as did the 72 car, but man,
and
that
the
70
dog
the,
108.
the crew of the 72 Milty is really earning their money tonight.
Yeah, but you got so now this gets really interesting because you got a severely damaged 72. That car is just waiting to spin, and you got the 108 damaged, and you got the 77 damaged. Um,
You
so
can see that back end
they're
just,
in the mix here.
man, that back end is bashed in, Milty, but extremely high spoiler. So I don't know, maybe you'll get a little more downforce.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe in real life, but in the game, it doesn't tend to work that way. It tends to get looser than
And
a French
we see some cars
call girl.
peeling off there. Look like a dog peeled off. 77 also peeled off there. So they're gonna go in the pits. But Ken, Mike, and Mark, they've all stayed out.
Try to get a point there, maybe try to stay out and see if the other cars would pit, but those two leader cars didn't. Yep.
And then we have Alan Myers in the 101 in fourth. And then there's our pitting cars, 54 to 118, 98 of Sam Young, and right behind him 29 Jeff Hale, Dave Jandry, teammates. They're sticking together right now, and they got some freshies now. They're in eighth and ninth. They know the top three did not pit, so we'll see if we can get some green flag laps, Milty. If that has any effect on those top three cars.
Yeah, Yarborough's got the car to beat tonight. He's looking for some luck late in at Homestead. He got in an accident of his not own doing, and he was very frustrated. But you got to get over it. And if you're going to race, you're going to get in a wreck, and sometimes it's not going to be your fault. And it's pretty, sometimes it'll happen to you, and like Steve McQueen said, it'll happen to you, and then it'll happen to you again.
Nope. Mark DeSenza is our leader. He'll lead us down. Green flag is back out. 72. Mike Pruitt. 9. Ken Hansen. 1, 2, 3.
Boy, I'd be keeping an eye on that 72.
Yeah, he's got his hands full
That's a
here.
recipe for
The
disaster
9
right
car
there.
looking underneath. And he'll take the 101 and the 54 with him.
The Sins are trying to make 2 for 2 here
Oh,
Friday.
and Sam Hart into the wall. And Mike Pruitt goes spinning, and there's contact with Robert Bokum several times. Robert into the outside wall. So a couple of incidents simultaneous
Apple
there.
Collision Center is going to. They're getting on the. They're getting the Bondo out and the DA sander and already back there at the shop. They're going to have to be doing some work on that car next week. Our sponsor, and that thing's beat up in the rear a little bit. He's got this championship solidified here, so this isn't the end of the world. But as far as a little bit of contact there, he seems to just dodge bullets, and even when he does have contact, there was just a real easy hit there. Um, they might bang that thing out, and with his skill, he could still be competitive.
Yeah.
He's listening to the broadcast, so
Yeah,
we
that
might
was.
might look for a private message here to see if he can give us a idea for his huge fan base watching on the broadcast to see where his car is at damage wise. Looks like he got a little lick there. It wasn't too
Yeah,
good.
he took a couple of hits there, and then Sam Young, Milty, also just all of a
Oh,
sudden
he looked like he blew a tire right there.
the car just snapped loose on him and hard into the outside wall. At the same time of the Mike Pruitt spin is at almost at the same time, completely unrelated though. So Sam's
Not too
definitely
much
going to be
time for
dealing with some
Sam in the
damage.
pits there, but they did pull out that body work and took some time there. We're gonna have to see if he's got any engine damage.
We see Robert Bokum also coming
So
back out on the
Hanson
track.
stays
So
out, which now you got P1. You might as well only a couple more laps on your tires, but he's got Yarborough with fresher freshies, and that's looking good for him. That looks like, and Alan Myers there, who also stayed out. That could be, to the nine's advantage there. few laps, it's going to be hard to say. If we get a long green run, then you're going to see. But
Yeah, and let's see where we are, Milty. We're not even at halfway though. So this is a good gamble if
sure,
you're gonna do it, this is when you do it in the race. You don't do it and know that if it doesn't pay off, you can't recover. So here, if you drop back 4 or 5 positions, and you'll have that time to make one more adjustment maybe and get back to the front. So not a bad idea from the 9 and the 101. Of course, Bill Yarborough now, it's like a lion sensing a wounded animal in the pack, Milty.
absolutely.
He knows these two cars have lesser tires than him, and he knows also that the 29 car, 51 car, they want to go too. And if he hangs back and uh, lets the 9 and the 101 dictate what he's going to do, he might find himself battling for position with the 29 and the 51. So I think Bill's going to make a concerted effort coming out of 2 to get the lead as soon as possible.
We're Thor Dogs Racing, Jim Scharf and Pinky there. Got him. What was he? Was he was P2 behind Talbert last night? The two Jims in the sportsman truck. Nice run for him, and he's got a victory, a couple victories this year. Really solid. The first pickup that Thor Dog Racing made, and that was a really smart choice there. And I like his style. He's not blazing fast, but he's finds his way, especially racing against these pros and stuff too. You can see that he's got the potential to be a top 5 car every week. And Dustley, if he was to be a pro, a chance at the podium at least in the championship with consistent running and smart decisions. You just really don't see the 23, wrecking himself or making bad decisions. He drives within himself and just executes. Of course, it's all relative with these super fast drivers. If you can run top 5 or top 10 in these 25, 30 car fields, you're accomplishing something.
Absolutely. These are very difficult races with the mix of talent and the length of the race and the difficult setups.
The
Um,
restarts, the
yeah,
pit stops, there's so much
yeah,
work
there's
involved
a
there.
lot of stuff going on in these races. Green flag is back out. 9 car is our leader. Ken Hansen, our leader. Alan Myers second. Bill
How about
Yarborough
Pops
third.
up there, Nate? A little bit of damage. Well, he got the. I'm not sure if he got any damage or not, but he got that eel. Was able to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, there was a little contact he had on
Finley in
pit lane,
ninth
but
there. Very good run for Ed in the Air Force car. Ed's always spotting some kind of service car service on his cars. Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, you name it, and always posting in the forum. Obviously, a veteran, and always keeps that alive and lets us remember. Why we get to play these stupid little games here is from the freedom guys like him and like you, veterans. As Veterans Day was this week, protecting our country and serving for the greater good.
absolutely, Milty. A lot of great veterans here at FSB. So yeah, I'm proud to have served our country, and I know everyone racing tonight that did is also feels that way. And we see right here though things are a changing. Um, Dave Jandry, Jeff Hale have gotten around Bill Yarborough, so what we talked about, Milty, if Bill
Here
Yarborough took
comes
it
Jeff
easy,
Hale
yeah,
now. Whoa, down low. I guess
Jeff Hale's
it's
really
time
come to
go.
life.
Well, he was just waiting, and he put a little spook in the 54 there, which he should have been because that was really close quarters there. Uh, that's a white line down there, so that is legal to get down below that.
Yes, it is, and we may see that come into play on this front stretch, Milty. We have seen cars down there already, so we'll see how that plays out as the race progresses. But the 101, 51, 29, throw a blanket over him. Allen really has a battle on his hands here in second, and you know, some pretty impressive company he's trying to keep behind him, Milty.
You're obviously seeing the challenge of the competition, the speed, and the speed of the setup and the looseness of the setup. Loose is fast, but
And there goes
is
the move
also
on
a
Dave
handful.
Jandry onto that apron, and a nice move, and he's got teammate Jeff Hale right on his back bumper, pushing him ahead, and they will both get around Allen. Now Bill Yarbrough also wants to join that inside line, and once you get shuffled to the outside here, you got to be really careful, Milty, like you said. Very slick on the outside.
Guy Pitra from nowhere, from from the trash can, he's back, and he is trying to. He has made the pass on the 191, and he is taking a look at Ed and Holcomb. A little bit of damage there, maybe nothing on the scanner, so he didn't give us a report. Didn't have much time there. He was focusing on his job there, so we're just gonna have to surmise and guess. Still a lot of good cars in that top 15 that with no damage that are struggling with these cars that have a little bit of damage that are
And
still
the
fast.
44 got loose. And he's into the outside wall, but everyone avoids him, and I do not know if we'll have a caution there.
Tough luck for Frave,
Wow.
as I call him.
He had a run on Allen there, and looked like as they went into the turn, he just got a little loose there, and the car got out from under him just for a moment. But he hit the wall, he kept it going, no caution, but definitely has a hurt car and has lost several positions.
Yeah, he would have saved it, but then he saw Pops on the inside. Didn't want to make contact with Pops, so he overcorrected. Otherwise, he had it covered there, but that's how quick it happens there. Totally, legal and prudent move by Allen. There was no, the 44 was not on his door, so Allen took the line. It was his corner. Fravor had a run there, but when he had to get out of it, that's how quick he gets loose. You always want to try to set the driver up in front of you to pass on entry or total exit. That was kind of like 3/4 exit, and the rush he had on the 101, or maybe even halfway in the corner. That's a bad place to get that run,
Yeah, that's probably the most dicey part of the corner
Happened so
for both
quick.
cars.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't trying to stick it in there. It was just all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going too fast.
Well, Ken Hansen has held the lead, Milty. I'm really impressed with the older tires. He's doing a great job there as guys were battling around him. So he's kind of just riding his own race. But now we see Jeff Hale, Dave Jandry, and Bill Yarbrough have run him down, I think, here.
We got a three-way battle with Sharp. They're taking the air off the 23 there, and that's really close. Wow, great pass by Guy Pitra. Gets back down. Oh, and Sharp blinks a little bit there, but okay. Sharp was in a Bochum monsoon sandwich there, and he does scrape the wall now as he's lost momentum, and he's getting freight trained in his Freightliner Chevrolet there. That was. He's got to get it back together here, gather it up, and he gets loose again. Once you get loose and you get those rear tires angry, you get them over 220 degrees.
Yeah, it makes it a long run.
every corner now he's coming out, and he can't get the car down low. He's trying to, but he can't get it down low. Oh, there he gets loose again. That's like 4 saves there. That's some great driving, but he needs to back off the gas and make sure he gets that thing down low, cool those rear tires down. Once they get over 220, that thing is junk, with these loose setups. And he has done exactly that. Just barely a scrape there. Probably didn't even get any damage. So, the little things that happened in the race, that was actual great driving, because he had cars on both sides of him. When they do that, it takes the air off your car. It's like a side draft, but it was a double side draft. The car just like lifts off the ground. And he's still getting loose out of 4 there. You can see that thing go, and he's got a handful there. That will get your attention. He's probably wiping his brow off on the straightaway, going, "It's wintertime. Why am I sweating?" But
Yeah, once those tires go, there's no getting them back either, and you're just gonna have to suffer, or go into the pits and take your medicine, one of the two. But right now, Ken Hansen just doing all he can to keep that lead. Jeff Hale on the outside now trying him. Ken Hansen moves up just a bit. There's contact, and Jeff Hale's into the outside wall.
once Hale starts coming there, but Hansen's not going to lay down there, and he's also looking to try to get P2 and a fat trophy here from Apple Collision Centers here. So
yeah, that was some tough side-by-side racing there. It looked like Ken got a little.
Oh, and Hansen hits the wall. These cars are going away fast here.
Yeah. Ken really having his hands full. Of course, he has the older tires of anyone, really, especially of these leaders.
That really hurt the 29. A little uncharacteristic there. It's a little early to really try to force that deal, but you get a run, and that's racing. You think you got a shot, and you go for it. Easy to say here, sitting here drinking beer in the booth.
Yeah, it was a move on the outside, and Ken looked like as they got into the turn, Ken did get a little higher than he normally was driving, and there was just slight contact, but just enough.
Well, you see the 9 is taking a nice arcing line. A lot of these guys are trying to go down low as Dave Jandry patiently, along with the 54,
and now
working him here.
And the 6 now suddenly jumps up there, trying to take full advantage there, and he doesn't.
Now that tire wear is starting to show late in the run here. I'm going to step away a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, now Mark DeSenza completes that pass for 3rd. Ken Hansen back to 4th. And now we'll see if the older tires hurt him with not being able to keep up with these lead 3 cars or not. We'll see. So far, so good for Ken, though. He has been able to keep up. We're going back here to 5th place, Pops Margison. And then there we see Jeff Hale, who bounced off the wall just a little bit ago with contact with Ken Hansen. I'm sure Jeff has a little damage there, and we can see that the car on that right side is pushed in a little. So some damage there for the 29 car to deal with. He's back to 6th position. And they receive 7th place Ken Ron, 8th place Alan Myers, 9th place Sam Young, and 10th place Robert Bokum. Robert and Sam, though, seem to be now making a little progress back toward the front. And right now, Sam has his hands full here with Alan. Took a look on the outside. There was no dice there, so now he's going to try it again. Maybe take a look down now on the inside. And Sam and Robert take those positions away from Allen, dropping Allen back to 10th position. Now Guy Petra also closing in.
With all those cautions over and over again there, I did not catch when our last, oh, we got something on the scanner. No, no pit stops yet. Where were we when we went green there last?
Yeah, that's a good question, Milty. Don't think we were at halfway, so we probably have at least 20 laps on these tires now.
Yeah, you can go 34 to 36. So probably going to see more like around, because we're at the 35 mark if you pitted now. You got to start to think that within the next 2 to 3 laps, a guy like Ken Hansen is probably going to look right at within a lap or two. The guys that pitted earlier, and how's Ken going to know with all those cautions? Definitely, and he's still right in the mix here, so it ain't over for sure, but he's definitely losing ground to the guys that pitted before he, after he did.
Yeah, of course, as we said, Ken probably has the oldest tires amongst the leaders. Not hugely old though, but probably
The
5.
9 is pitting, just as we say,
Yeah,
right on
so
the edge here. He's right on the edge of nice stop there.
nice
Folks,
and,
that is
yeah,
that is
nice and
so
steady.
that is so difficult to come down there at 175 down to 45 miles an hour. He's right on the edge of his pit window here. Um, he'll be like 32, 33 laps.
Yeah, that's
And now
probably
he's got
max.
that's max, yeah. So what are these guys going to do? Are they going to play it out a little bit longer and use their advantage, or
And
we got
he's
a
down in the
caution.
way.
Caution is out.
And bad luck for Ken Hansen, I think here.
Oh my gosh.
With the caution is out. Um,
And that falls right in the hands of the lone brow Pontiac of Dave Jandry. DJ has been looking for a win all year, always right there, and one of my favorite guys, and one of my favorite, the way he drives, he's just always in position. As a sim racer, the only thing you can do is put yourself in position, and now he's done that.
And he'll lead the procession down pit lane here. Bill Yarbrough right on the back bumper. Robert Bokum, Mark DeSenza in. Jeff Hale's in.
What's Hale gonna do? Does he got damage? Does he shut that off and just try to stay with these guys, or does he let them fix it? Or does he have damage?
Well, I have to think he does, and I have to think he has to fix it if he wants to win.
Look at that. This is FSBRacing.com, and look at those synchronized pit stops there. They lift up. Oh, go, go, go. Look at that. Oh, just by a hair, and it is Jandry with his pole position there and the execution. One little lug nut slip there, and Yarbrough does a great job. It's not easy to get out of P2 there. Have to turn the wheel there, and just by the hair of his chinny chin chin, it's the 51, and I like his chances here.
Yeah, and Jeff Hale did elect to repair that car, so he'll start.
Now, did Hansen go a lap down? No, he didn't. So, but he loses a ton of track position here.
Yeah, and that's really fortunate that he didn't lose a lap, Milty. But he has.
At least unless it recycles. Right now, it's not showing him a lap down. It's showing him P18.
Yeah, and we'll see. I think it will reset, and I think he'll be maybe on the tail end of the lead lap, possibly here. Let's check that.
Poke him again
Actually, now
with that
it's showing
damage.
Ken Hansen up into the lead, Milty. So Ken
Yeah, that's
must have taken the caution and able to come back around as everyone else pitted. He didn't need to, so he passed everyone while the field went down pit lane. So actually,
wow.
a fortunate caution for Ken Hansen.
Ops EO for the 99. Ken Ron, such a good run, but EO for the 303. No bueno for him. Mark Favorite cars all tore up, and that's how quick it happens. That one whack on the wall takes away a chance for the win. These guys are clutching. They're at the 30 lap mark. They should be good for sure on fuel, but just in case, 151. How about that for Guy Petra back in P8 here? Clean car,
Hmm.
very smart run. It's really easy to get flustered there when you get a lap down. Worked his way back patiently. Got teamed up there with the 88 and the 98, and comers and goers. Alan Myers, solid run all night in the top 10. But he's up against a bunch of studs. But what a season for the 101.
Great
Ba-
season.
Basically, a second year player here, and
Battling for the Sportsman Cup championship, and yeah, he's short track win, Milty against the best of the best, Sam and Robert, and beat them both. Uh, really only sportsman to win a Sportsman Cup race this year from the pros. So yeah, a lot of accomplishments for the 101 car this season.
how about the charmed life of the nine?
Yeah, what
Because
can you
that could have
say?
just
That's
have been just as easily been a lap down. It was
just
just the
as
perfect
easily.
timing,
It
and
is, and he'll lead them down.
he did scrape the wall earlier, so
Car looks okay though. No visible looking damage to the 9 car. He'll lead them down. Dave Jandry second, Bill Yarbrough third, Mark Desenza fourth.
what do they do with these cold tires now? This is always the thing: is when you run those long runs, you got to reset your brain to understand how the car's going to handle now after you've progressively got into a groove. And then it's one thing when you run a full run like they did and slowly get tire and degradation, and you can fathom that, but
Here
and
we have a
he
pass
gets
for the
pushed
lead
out
there.
the lead there.
Yeah, Dave Jandry retakes the lead. Bill Yarbrough going underneath Ken Hansen as well. So there's a battle now for the second position. And looks like Bill Yarbrough will win that battle on the inside. But Ken not giving it up without a fight. And there's smoke on the front stretch here. And we have the caution out.
Oh, and the 77 of Pat Roche hard against the wall. Well, your teammates have run great, but also had some exciting rides here. And the 77s look great paint jobs there from the top of Ed Finley there.
Yeah, Pat's had a pretty long night here. He's avoided a few wrecks, been involved in a few. Let's see what happened here. And again, it just hard into the outside wall. Again, it looks like just up high, and car got around on him. So now more strategy playing out here, Milty, with 28 laps, 27 laps remaining. Our leader, Dave Jandry, Bill Yarbrough, Mark DeCenza, Robert Bokum, our top four. But we did see some cars dive down pit lane, and
Yeah, the 151 there. Well, why not? Might as well. The
and
83,
Ken Hansen's struggling
the
now in his
29.
pit stall, Milty.
I think the
Looks like
29's getting some more damage fixed there. Oh boy, could be damage. I think they could be. Oh, he couldn't get it installed. Oh, caramba.
yeah, the 9 car looked like slid through the stall and then tried to back up into it and wasn't quite right yet and had to re-back up into it. And that will cost him some track position as well and some positions on this yellow flag with the 191, the 83 getting around them and the 29.
Well, like you said, the length of these races, the skill level, professional sim racing league, uh, the veteran um, makes a mistake and just a little one, but man, you just been there, done that, and been there, done that, and been there, done that, and gonna do it again for me too. It's just it's that intense. Everything you do has to be perfect if you expect to pull off a win in this league.
You're absolutely right. You can't give anything away to the field. And a black flag or sliding through the pits or
Mike Guidry back in, your teammate, a little wide on his stall, but fortunately these stalls are very forgiving here. He's going to get 4 freshies, probably a little more work. Been a solid run for him, even though he got really some serious damage there early. I think he kind of dodged a bullet a little bit because the car don't look that bad.
yeah, but I'm wondering if there's any motor damage there for Mike. Hard front end hit, almost unavoidable.
Has to be.
So yeah, we'll see that. Um, we see that Joe Cutt Milty has fought back up to 5th place, and this is his MO this whole season. Milty is he kind of shows up maybe at the beginning a little, and then all of a sudden you forget that he's in the race, and then when there's 20 to go, you look up and he's in the top 10, and now he's in the top 5.
Yeah, and he's got to have damage. He has just not been himself, but just solid, just another solid run. Just never disappoints, and
Yeah, that's a really impressive one for Joe Cutt tonight.
we got one of our viewers here, Ken Saska in the '07, was saying the caution was out before the 77 spun, so something else might have happened before that. We didn't catch that, but just a little tidbit from our fans watching here.
I did notice a little smoke ahead of Pat, and I'm wondering if he was reacting to that and maybe got on the brakes on that high side and car came around on him.
Yeah, let's see if we can. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, as we get ready for a green here, maybe Milty can go back and take a quick look at that and see if someone else was involved ahead of Pat. Lights are out on the pace car. Dave Jandry, our leader. Bill Yarbrough, second. Mark DeCenza, third. Robert Bokum, fourth. Joe Cutt, fifth. Sam Young, sixth. Alan Myers in seventh. Mark Favorite in eighth. Jim Sharp, ninth. And Dog in 10th. And we are about ready to go green. Green flag is out, and Dave Jandry will lead us down on lap 85 of 107. 23 laps remaining. I would expect Bill Yarbrough to make another fast run here, right, coming out of 2. And he does, but Mark DeCenza gets the jump on both of them. What a move by Mark DeCenza. Dave Jandry now sliding up high. Looks like he went into the turn a little too hot. and he keeps it off the wall, but he loses 3 positions back to 4th, and then Joe Cutt all over the back bumper now at Dave Jandry, as now we have another battle for the lead with Bill Yarbrough and Mark DeSenza.
Going back and looking, I see no cars in the wall as Pat was spinning. Unless maybe NASCAR threw a precaution or something.
And we have a big wreck here in the back of the field, Milty. And the 191 is really beat up, and he's gone. Racing back to the line here. The 6 car will win the race back from the 54. Robert Bokum 3rd, Dave Jandry 4th. But caution is out again with 21 laps remaining.
Now what do? Only a couple laps here. You got to think these guys up front are going to keep their track position.
Yeah, I think so.
You still got 17 cars on the lead lap, so if you're towards the back, you might as well pit again.
Oh, absolutely. If you're Ken Hansen here in the 12th position, you might as well pit and get freshies.
But what's the top 10 going to do?
Yeah, that's where the interest will be.
If they do this, then they need to hope another caution comes out. The leaders have to pit, and then they stay out and ride it home.
And we're watching Mark DeSenza stays out. Bill Yarbrough throws a fake. Robert Bokum says, "Nice try, Bill. I've been through a few rodeos."
He's been behind the corn crib before, you know.
And we see that the 77 is in, the 30 is in.
Yeah, your teammates
but
are in it for service.
With some beat up cars, though, I don't know if they'll factor in to anything. Pops is also in. Jeff Hale also in. Jeff, of course, had that damage as well.
They still might be trying to pull some of that sheet metal out on the 29 there, and being back where he was out of the top 10, might as well, like we were saying, go for it.
Yeah, so he got 4 tires and fuel. The 77 and 30 complete their service as well.
Yeah, from this point, he's thinking, I think we'll get another caution, and I will stay out, and I'll force the hand of the leaders, and I'm going to still have 17, 18 to go, so I can push from here.
Yeah, that's a gamble, but if you're in 15th place, that's where you're going to finish if you do nothing, so you might as well try something here. So we'll see how that works out for Jeff Hale and the rest of the gang that came in.
Who's going to grapple with this, with these cold tires? Now the advantage also with the 6 and the 54 and these guys that have stayed out, now they got some laps on these things, so they can push a little harder right from the gate. And Bill Yarbrough wants this thing bad, and he's one of the few guys that can actually keep up with this 6 car. The 18, last week we said, oh, he's got damage in the race. We seen him hit the wall after the race. He said, no, man, my car was good. So, and you seen him make a nice, clean pancake hit. He minimized it. That very well could have been, even though this is realistic damage, he may have dodged a bullet there and might still have a completely clean car, because he didn't hit head on. He didn't hit right, left, no tail slap. He just pancaked and moved on there. So
yeah, so
we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see if any lingering effects for Robert Bokum affect anything.
But he's lingered into 3rd place.
Yeah, he's looking fine to me. I don't think he really has any damage. If he did, it might have got repaired. So I think he's good to go. And I saw him make a aggressive move right before this caution came out. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another move from Robert Bokum here.
He's like that dude, in that song, where he's sitting on a sack of seeds, He's just sitting there, just chilling, and all of a sudden, oh my God, where did this guy come from? Because he turns into a beast,
Yeah, and I think he's ready to flip that switch right now, Milty. With
beast mode.
we'll have 17 laps to go as we take the green here, and 17 laps with decent tires. You can run it hard now.
Well, you know, how many times this year, Greg, have you heard me say in the top 5 now is the number 88 car?
Man,
Where
a lot of times.
a lot of times. Where was he? He was nowhere. He was nowhere. He was back there hanging out with Guy Petra, you know, playing some cards or something. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, there he is in the Wrangler car. The most consistent, um, smooth uh, type of driver that just does not make mistakes, does not put himself in bad positions, does not, you know, obviously, you know, you got the stars up here, but this guy is in the top 5, and now let's see
Here we
what he
go.
can do. Oh, great start for the 18, but no passing to the back straight. He's going to have to, but he's going to try to take the air off the spoiler of the 54, and the 54 is going to try to do the same thing here.
And Bill Yarbrough off to a very good start as well. The top 3 separated from Dave
Marcus
Jandry.
is a cage lion, man.
Yes,
that
he is,
dude
and
just
what a
goes.
restart by Mark. And that's doing exactly what he needed to do with Bill Yarbrough behind him. I think Mark has learned his lessons with Bill Yarbrough, knowing that if he doesn't go, then Bill will go for him. And he blunted that first attack with a great restart. Bill slowly gathering him back in, though. Robert Bokum, a little side-by-side action there with Ed lap down. But Robert able to get by Ed, and now Dave Jandry getting by him for in 4th place.
Hansen back in the top 10, and he got around the damage one
Whoa.
away, and the 51 just scrapes the wall there. But
And the 18 got loose, I think, there. And
at the same time,
wow.
Nice pass.
Wow, I don't know what that...
There is a chink in the armor there. Nobody's perfect,
Wow.
but we haven't seen him not be perfect this year. But,
And now Ed bouncing off the wall there. No, looks like he's...
Yarbrough needs to get going here because we're going to have another caution, I think. That's the trend of the race. He needs to find a way by the 6 because otherwise it's going to come down to 4 laps to go, and they're going to cruise under caution to the victory. Oh boy, this great racing with the 18 and Sammy there. Nice clean. These guys are going for the championship.
Yeah, some great racing right behind that as well with the 88 and the 9 car. Ken Hansen's car has now come back to life here. Now he's battling Joe Cutt for the 7th position.
Fravor.
And here comes the 101 car down low. We got 3 wide here, Milty.
That's all bets are off. Time to go.
Wow.
Vegas, even odds here now. Gentry has lost 4/10, almost 5/10, half a second, trying to make that pass, and that's going to hurt him. This could be a gunfight at the Kansas Corral here between Yarborough and the 6.
It could be just 0.3 of a second separating 1st and 2nd. Dave Jandry trying to join the party. Sam Young did get around Robert Bokum, so Robert got a little loose. I don't know what. It was kind of an odd-looking situation there. I don't know if there was contact between him and the 51, or he got loose and the 51 got loose at the same time separately, or what. But since that happened, Robert has lost a couple positions and doesn't seem to be gathering them back anytime soon. So we'll see how that goes
Bill,
for Robert.
2/10 that last lap. Got to be careful over there because the 6 has got the arrow on the nose here, but Bill changed his line and he's doing the arcing inside out like the 6, mimicking what he's doing. And the 6 must have lost a little bit there because the 51 has got back in the show. He gained a good 10th on that lap.
We're riding with Bill
And they are
Yarbrough now,
coming.
Milty. So tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, in car, you want to when you're looking at that deck, man, you want to make sure that you hit your marks. The closer you get to the car, the less vision you have. You have to use visual cues on your left and right. You want to stay in that path, but you also want to get some air on the nose, especially in the corner. But Mark is taking the preferred line, and Mark's a cool customer here. So Bill needs to not overdrive the car, stay and get in within close and try to take the air off the spoiler. If you can get closer, he's not quite close enough. 0.18.
Mark pushes up a little there, so let's see if Bill take a look on the inside. Mark closes the door.
Mark gets a great run coming out. That arcing line is what I've seen a lot of cars lacking here, and why they're getting loose, trying to steer down low and cut the distance off and letting the car flow out towards the wall. And Marcus is a stud at doing that. Bill's always in this position to run, but they're just mono on mono. He's not making any moves here. Any headway. 0.18, now 0.19, now 0.12. Just 1,000th of a second he's losing. Get flustered. Still got 6 to go here.
Yeah, we see 6 laps remaining.
This brings Jandry up another 10 to 0.40. And also Sam Young with a great job recovering 0.61. These other 3 cars are going to help push them, but it's also going to push the 6. DeCenza has not shown that he makes mistakes late in the race like this. He's solid as a rock. They're in big trouble here. They need a miracle. They don't need a caution, that's for sure. 54 starts to push up.
Yeah, you got a little pushy there.
Mark just executes. It's almost impossible to beat this guy at this point of the race when he's in the lead. We watched the other night. Bochum couldn't do it either, so.
And we see that there is a small gap between our leader and second place, Bill Yarbrough.
Two tenths they lost there on that run.
And
it
looks
Bill's
like
coming in.
Yeah, and it looks like Dave Jandry is really the faster car right now, trying to find a way around Bill Yarbrough. Now he takes a look on the inside. Very difficult to pass here.
Great sportsmanship by Bill there, though. He saw he got beat. And a lot of guys would have just shut that door and said, "Screw you," and I'm gonna finish second or screw it.
And now Robert Bochum coming alive.
Good racing there. Of course, Bill's not out of it yet. Here, 3 to go, but that's good racing. That's clean racing, and that's knowing when you got beat. It's very easy, especially when you've been the best car all night, to get pissed off and just shut the door and drive out of character. But I noticed those little things there, and that was
and Robert Bochum now coming alive for second place, and he's challenging Dave Jandry on the inside for the second position of the race.
This is exactly what Marks wants to see here.
And Dave Jandry up very high. He brushes the wall. And Bill Yarbrough and Sam now will get around Dave Jandry.
What a show they're putting on.
So Dave Jandry used up his stuff, Milty. He tried. Just came up a little short there. Now let's see if anyone else can take a shot at Mark DeCenza with just 2 laps to go.
6 tenths, 6 1,000ths is all the 18 got. He needs a wing and a prayer right here. This is going to be awful tough. Mark's in the zone. He's just got to complete 1 more lap. Come on, son.
And as he comes around, he'll be getting a white flag here, Milty. And when you get that white flag and you're the leader, you get a shot of adrenaline. And let's see if he can hold off the charging Robert Bochum here with 1 lap to go.
Mark DeSantis is such a veteran, such a cool customer, and so fast, and just you can watch this lap and then just repeat it and try and superimpose the other laps, and they would be absolutely identical, like iRacing, where you do the you got the ghost car or whatever, or it would just be the ghost car would be right on top. It's just perfect line. Watch him bring it out to the wall there. He's just and he takes the
And
victory.
he'll take a very nice, impressive victory. Robert Bokum second,
Uh,
Bill Yarbrough third,
Unbelievable, but
Sam Young
believable.
fourth, Dave Jandry fifth. Looks like Ken
Yarbrough
Hansen will
gets on the
fight back
podium
and
there.
finish sixth.
Question is, will he allow us to interview him here? The last time he was on the podium, he bailed out. And a little love kiss from the teammates there. Just what a dominant. And Bill Yarbrough. Great job by Bill. He got beat, let him by, and still got on the podium. But what I want to know is he going to allow me to drag him up in the booth, or is he going to bounce out? And that's my question there. But what a great run. Great racing all the way through there. Jandry still salvages the top five. Good points for the nine, solidifying his podium spot
And we can
with
see
one
Mark
more race
DeSenza
to go.
pulling into the pits. He looks to be all business here as Dave Jandry slides around and hits the
I
inside pit.
think so. I
And
think
yeah,
he's
it's all
got. I
business,
think
Mark DeSenza.
he's got a fatty ready, and he's ready to. It's puff give time, and he wasn't messing around with that burnout stuff. Nah, been there, done that.
Yeah, now
Won the race. It's
let's
time to party.
let's take a look at our official standings, Milty. So 17
Ty
cars on the
Petra,
lead lap
eighth.
finishing.
Go ahead. Sorry, I'll be right back.
And only one car lap down. Then we had a few cars retire, mostly from incidents on the track. Nicole blew up. Rick also lost a motor, but the rest just hard racing incidents and or accumulation of damages. But Mark DeSenzo is our winner. Teammate Robert Bokum second. Another Bokum 1-2. Bill Yarbrough fights back for third. Sam Young fourth. Dave Jandry fifth. Ken Hansen, Jeff Hale both battled back as well. They took tires on that last stop. It paid off with a 6th and 7th place finish. Guy Petra 8th. Alan Myers finishing in 9th. And Mark Favorite bringing that wreck home in 10th. So great top 10 by Mark Favorite with a beat up car. Joe Cutt fell to 11th. Steve Weber finished 12th. All on the lead lap here. Doug Palmer in 13th, Pops Marcus in 14th, Pat Rouchet with another beat-up ride brought it home in 15th, Jim Sharf 16th, Mike Guidry in 17th, and those are our lead lap cars, all running, and one last car running, not on the lead lap, Ed Finley finishing in 18th. So just a great race among about 5 or 6 cars that were really dominant from the get-go. Of course, Mark DeSenza being one of them, Bill Yarbrough, Jeff Hale was strong, Dave Jandry was strong, and so was Ken Hansen. But over the course of this race, we saw a couple fall by the wayside. Contact between Ken Hansen and Jeff Hale kind of sent them out of contention. Dave Jandry led several times from the pole, but just looked like didn't have enough at the end there. Sam had a good car, but Sam also bounced off the wall once and took some damage. But Mark DeSenza really kept a clean car, kept it out front, and that last run, just as Milty was saying, just hitting his marks lap after lap. And another big win for Mark DeSenza. He's had a good week, and I think he'll be very satisfied with this win.
This race had everything. It had tops and turns. It had crashes. It had long green flag runs, and had a great long green flag finish there. And
Yeah,
guys got the race for it, and
just
good
another
to go.
just another Friday night at FSB Racing, Milty. That's the way
Oh
it comes.
yeah.
That's the way it is every Friday night here. Big fields, door to
Well,
door, clean, long runs, some big spectacular wrecks sometimes, but
Well,
usually a great battle at the end too, and that's what we saw again. Martesenza just covering the field nicely on that last run.
Bill Yarborough's handlers rushed him out of the car and into the trailer real quick, so we're not going to be able to get an interview from the 54. So I think we're going to drag somebody else up here, but we'll definitely try to get the first two guys, and well, maybe we'll get somebody we haven't heard from just to spice it up a little bit and get their take on the race. How about let's see if we can drag Guy Petra up in here and see what his take was. So I'll jump down there and see who I can drag up here. And
All
uh,
right. So Milty will do his due diligence and try to corral a few drivers. Hopefully, our race winner will be able to take a quick word with us. And there we see it. It is official. Mark DeSenza wins at Kansas. And we'll see if we can get an update here on the points as well. Uh, Not that there's a big to do over who's going to win this championship because we've already crowned our champion. Uh, but there is some battles for other positions that we'll quickly go over here. Uh, and there we see our running order, I think. Yeah, there we are. So there we see it, Robert Bochum. I don't think our points have been updated as of this race yet. So uh, now I think they are updated. I think they are updated now. I'm confused. Was this your first win of the season, Mark?
Might have. I know I wrecked a lot.
Yeah, I'm confused on the standings. I think we're updated, but I'm not sure, so we'll check on that. But again, Mark, great run at the end, buddy. You really had a very strong car at the end. Saw Dave make a few runs at you. Bill Yarbrough made a few runs at you, but you held him off. And I think you probably then saw the 18 car come up in your mirror, and you probably figured, well, here we go again. But not to be. Good job, good win.
Yeah, thanks. It was just kind of hung in there all night, and the Yarborough there, he probably had the best car, and the 51 was good too there, Dave. But I knew early on in that last run that it was you wanted to be out front because it was so hard to pass with worn tires unless somebody messed up, unless you got a good run. So that's why I tried to get to the front at that point and then just try to hold them off rather than try to pass them. And
Yeah.
yeah, I seen Robert coming at the end. I actually looked at my app too to see how far back Dave was because he actually was behind me at the time. And I looked and I'm saying, Robert, what the hell is he doing there? And then he
Yeah.
started gaining a little, and I'm like, oh my God, really? A couple more laps, he probably would have had me. But I think the 54 was probably the best car, and the 51 were good. But you need to be out front, that's for sure.
so did you have damage, Robert, or
Oh yeah, they that deal happened when I pitted. They hammered on it for I think it was right at 16 seconds. So I wasn't fast on the start of the run, but that's what I was telling Mark. It made my car so loose that on a long run I could just hammer the car. And I mean, with 10 laps to go, I just peeled the ears back and let her go. And I wasn't wanting to say nothing to Mark. I was trying to creep up on him because I was really gaining off four. And then he said, "Holy shit, where'd you come?" Oh shoot, sorry. He said, "Where'd you come from?" I was like, "Damn, I was trying to sneak up on you." But
yeah,
good job to him. He had a
you can
great
say
car.
shit here. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you did, and that was a great run, Robert, managing that damage there. Uh, Probably had big eyes on that kind of wreck too, as you saw the car kind of going down low and then all of a sudden shooting right up in front of you there.
Yeah, I was surprised he stayed up there because he had a lot of damage. So I really didn't think he was gonna stay up.
Well, I figured the Apple Collision Center guys were already getting the DAs and the
Oh
Bondo
yeah,
going.
well,
They're mixing that Bondo up, and
yeah, I hit. Well, I see him spinning, and I kind of got out of the gas and was trying to whoa up, and I just kind of barely bumped him. I thought he was gonna be fine, and then I don't know if he got back in the gas, but it turned his car hard right. When it did, he caught me right in the door, and about the time he hit me in the door, he hit me in the I hit the wall too, so it was like a double whammy. But like I said, it was really fun on the long run though, because man, that thing was really fast on the long run. I just had to bide my time and hope for the long run. And I was glad to see Mark get a win. He deserved it. I told him,
God,
I
fantastic
told him when the
run,
green
dude.
flag dropped,
Wow.
I said, I'm gonna try to save. I said I wouldn't. I'd get out front. I said and make him run in your dirty air. I said because I think that'll help you, and he did what he had to do. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, it seemed like DJ, nice finish there in P5. Really had a shot at the win. It seemed like the cars were so loose that a lot of guys were trying to run the higher line early there, and it seemed like on that restart, you just couldn't keep it down low without getting loose, and eventually it did bite you there. But what a great run! You were right there in the mix there. So was a ton of guys. But how was your race there?
Oh, it's pretty good. The car was pretty good. A little bit on the loose side when I got up, out of the dark line, the racing line. If I got up a little too high, it got pretty loose on me. So I kind of tried to stay at least two tires in the dark and at least keep traction, but it felt pretty good. I thought I was gaining on Mark a little bit toward the end, and then Robert got in underneath me, and I tried really hard not to let him pass. And next thing I know, I was getting up a little bit too high, and man, once the floodgates opened, then the passing began. So disappointing finish because I thought I had a shot at least to come a little closer, but it was a fun run.
I know I pulled an old crap moment in front of you. I got loose. That was a good way to. I appreciate you staying off of me. I try to get down low so you have.
Yeah, that was a nice side by side race with you guys.
Good,
You really
good
gave
run.
room.
Good to have you back, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
you had a good car, Dave. If you were in front of me at the end, I don't think I could have got by you. You know.
Yeah,
It
you had a
was
strong car pretty
you
much all
and
night. I saw you in
Bill.
that first run. You had a pretty tough car, so I
You
knew
and
you'd do
Bill
well out
got
there.
a little loose there early on the restart there, so I went for the lead, and they said, "Well, here's my shot." I was going to actually back off and stay behind you, but I had such a run. I just went at that point and just said, "Well, that's where I want to be." Just
Oh
hopefully
yeah,
I could hold them all.
on
Was
that
it hard
restart
to
too.
keep? Was it hard to keep the car down low on fresh tires? Because it seemed like a lot of
Yeah,
cars would
Yeah,
push up and then they'd have to get out of it because it would get like loose and then it would like almost snap loose. It seemed like because we saw so many wrecks that happened that way. Guys were trying to arc like the line that we were showing you run, Mark, at the end there, where you were just arcing it right out to the wall, perfect. But it was, after a few laps, then like on the long green flag runs, we seen people do that, but it seemed like DJ got in a little too hard, and then once he got like about a half a car linked up there, you guys just pounced on him, and that had to have been hard because you had to have been getting feeling a little bit loose too.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was real loose on exit. When I
Yeah.
get into the throttle a little bit too early, coming out of the corner, really trying to be patient with it. I get a little, just a little bit early on the throttle coming out, and that's when it wanted to just keep on turning.
Yeah, it was actually done to mine. Even at the start when I had no damage, it was almost like the car was in a four-wheel slide, and you're turning it, and then by the time it would catch, you would want to brake. So I was just trying to go through the corner and get mine pointed, kind of like a diamond, and getting that run off. And like I said, at the end, I was going in high and coming off low, and it was really getting a good bite because of the damage. So it was a fun setup. I wish I wouldn't have had damage because I mean at the start it was a really fun setup, especially on a long run. After we got a few long runs in, you could really get it going. But it was really tough to pass too because the guy in front, he could move around and take the air off the nose, and he could kind of make you either
And you
push or get
you
loose.
could visually see that even in the broadcast, which is not a like a real time like when you watch your own replay in the game, you can see it exactly, but you could still see that in the broadcast replay of the cars literally four-wheel sliding and then like going root and then going straight.
I tell you, coming off
No.
of two, if you got a good line coming off and you were, it was sticking, but I'll tell you, it was like almost sideways coming all the way out to the wall. The car just, but it was sticking, but it was like you just had to hold the wheel over, and it was just like you were almost like, maybe I don't know if you could see it watching it like you guys did, but you were really like almost dirt tracking it coming out. Not with a big
you could,
turn, but it was definitely sliding. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Where 3 and 4 coming out of 4, it started doing that. You gotta back off because it wants to make you spin right out. But turn 2, it was just, like he said, you get in the throttle a little too early, boy, just to get that extra run, and you just
you pay for
wants
it.
to spin. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to congratulate Mark on his win. He had a good job. Appreciate that.
Hey, tell
Apple
Apple
Center
Cleveland
guys.
Center. Not
Nice
a
job, Mark.
scratch on
There you
this
go.
car, man.
Look
Not
good
a
first and
scratch.
second. Although I like the other way better when I'm first. You'll say it, but no, it's either way. I'll take it, especially after getting damaged. But yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Upper Collision Center. The season's almost over with, and I've already seen the trophies he's picking out. And
So how many trophies
he's really
are
wanting
available here?
he does the top 3, but I can guarantee
Awesome.
you the money he puts in these top 3 as well. Where I mean, he's really. I mean, the guy's all about class, and he's like Robert. I want the best there is. I mean, he's just like he wants somebody to be proud of what they earn. So he's going all out in it, and he's going to be a good sponsor. And he's already talked about maybe talking to Jim about maybe picking up another series next year. So
awesome.
he's a great guy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well,
and,
we totally appreciate that.
absolutely.
It makes it special to race for a trophy, and just to get to race in this league is a privilege, but also to race for a trophy. If somebody tells you having trophies, I sit here and sometimes I snuggle the ones I got at night, when it's cold,
Yeah, he's talking about trying to get a couple of patches for the broadcasters to wear.
Yeah, that's a story we don't need to go into, Milty. But what we do know though is that there is a battle for that final trophy position with just 1 point.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
separating
points here.
Steve Weber and Joe Cutt for 3rd place. Ken Hansen looks like has a firm grip now on 2nd, but 1 trophy still to be decided amongst Steve Weber and Joe Cutt.
Yeah, it's a good battle, and like I said, I got a tough one coming up Sunday. I think Mark's gonna hop on the jet with me and fly back to Nashville. We're gonna grill out with the Apple Collision Center guys Sunday.
Hey, tell him
ready
it's the
for the
first
big
car
race.
this year that doesn't have a scratch on it.
I wish
there
you
ain't
know
a
what?
scratch on this thing.
Actually,
I wish we could broadcast that one, but Greg's racing for a championship too. So
yeah, I was gonna say that, Mark. I even pulled behind you on pit road, and all of a sudden your crew chief come up and kicked the door, said he didn't want to ruin you. So first time no dent, he didn't want you to get overconfident, so he kicked a good dent in it for us.
I might have scraped the wall a little one time or two, but there's no damage on that thing for once.
Yeah, and speaking of that Sunday race there, Robert, basically a dead heat as we're looking at the points here in our late model Sunday evening racing. You and Sam, 0 point difference. So basically whoever finishes ahead of the other is going to be our champion. And that's got to be pretty exciting for you, Robert. I mean, most of these championships, in all honesty, haven't been very climatic for you. But this one definitely going to keep you up on the wheel all night.
Well, don't let those points can be deceiving. I mean, you got some guys that don't run every week. So as far as the other points deal, you can't really pay attention to that. And honestly, I know people say, oh, yeah, you do pay attention. But I really don't pay attention to points. I'll be honest with you, though. I did really want to try to win this late model because I actually missed the race. and I've really had a battle really hard to come back to Sam because he's a great competitor. I mean, he never has problems. I mean, he had a problem at Bristol one time. It was 3 laps down and started on the inside. We had 3 cautions within 5 laps. He's back on lead lap. So it's like, man, I just can't. I can't gain on him. So we're gonna give it our all. I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna race him clean, race anybody clean like I always do. If he comes out on top, I'll be just as happy. I mean, because I just enjoy the racing, and I'll congratulate him just as I would as myself. So either way, it'll be a fun battle to the end.
Yeah, it
So,
should be a great to watch. I'm looking
so what
forward to it.
what else is up for grabs there, Greg? I think
Well,
you got a little
we have
vested interest in this.
maybe a little, but we got a sportsman battle between Allen and Jim Somke, just 8 points separating those two for the sportsman championship. And then in the FSB, it's myself, Mike Guidry, Bill Martino, just 10 points separating all three of us. So
Wow.
this last race, a lot of stakes on this race.
Yeah, and it's a good track to go to. It's my home track. I mean, I grew up racing, watching my dad race there, watching my dad race the greats like Red Farmer and Dave Allison's came in there and run with him, Petty's. But that track there, it's a really hard on the tires. I will say that. So it's going to be one of them deals. You're going to see some go hard, and then you're going to see some take it easy. But the good thing about it, there are 2 lines there that you can run. So I feel like if you're out there practicing, you definitely want to try to learn the high line a little bit. Cause I think that's where the moves are going to be made.
Yeah, so definitely something to look forward to, and basically 1 week left in the regular season here at FSB, so we're wrapping it up. Looking forward to the off-season events, which there's a boatload of, and also
Epic
yeah,
record
Milty. What do we
amount.
got? We got Watkins Glen coming up. We got Monster Trucks back on the dirt. We got Eldora on the schedule. We got a bunch of stuff going on.
We got Pro Truck, our Pro Cup All Star Shootout, the Ass, which is and you're gonna have FSB Cup and Sportsman Cup drivers vying to get into that coveted deal. I got 4 trophies from that, and it's been a while since I've even been a contender, but 245 miles an hour at Coke Speedway, 10 laps.
That's awesome, man.
Get
Yeah,
some.
that's gonna be
Who's
awesome.
gonna win it?
And I think
That is awesome.
You need a teammate, and the only reason I got those trophies is because having Jim Ray on my back there. So we're gonna have to see how that unfolds, man.
yeah, that's right. And of course, Robert Bokum is our defending Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion, so he'll be looking to
He got the ass.
defend his Pro Ass championship. And so that should be interesting. And of course, Matt Watkins, the mystery is, will he show up, number one, and number two, when he does, he usually wins, Milty. He's Winston Open many, many times over, and the King of the Hill, Milty, which Robert will fondly remember last season, that it ended in a virtual tie. But Matt Watkins getting the nod, I think, on race wins, 2-1 or something like that. It was a crazy race. So we'll see. Will Matt Watkins make an appearance and defend his off-season titles?
Well, I
hope
think
so.
he will, but I'm already looking to next year's Pro Cup. Are we going to see, at the silly season, who's going to move up? Who's going? Is Watkins going to try to come back and try to take that trophy from Robert? Love seeing them two head to head, and pretty much the two best drivers in the league. Not pretty much where it's at. So a lot of ifs, ands, or buts coming up here, and we're just gonna have to all be like the rest of the fans and wait and see what happens and who's gonna do what. But
Absolutely.
yep.
And we got one more event, Milty, Wednesday Night Pro Cup here at it will be at Homestead to wrap up the Pro Cup season, and then another
Well, the
Winston Cup
Champagne,
Friday night. I think there was a rain out in this series, Milty, so
Yeah, we've
two more
actually got two
races.
more
We have
races here.
Texas World coming up next week, and then the day after Thanksgiving, Rockingham to the end of the season. So still two races left in the Winston Cup, one race left in the Pro Cup Series, which we'll be wrapping up on this coming up Wednesday. So looking forward to it, and looking forward to crowning some champions.
yeah, they already got the plastic laid out, the Champagne, and Robert's got the goggles. So the Apple Collision Center Boca Motorsports team will be shaking the Champagne, guaranteed.
Yeah, there's been a big emphasis on the point through and stuff, but I'd also want to give a shout out to my team because with Mark, of course, Ken, Ron, Nicole, we were able to capture all of the team championships that we were able to run for. So to me, that's a big defeat right there because we let one get away from us last year at the end of the season, the Pro Cup. So we had a goal to come out and get them all this year, and we did.
God
So
forbid.
felt good. And I would, to them, I mean, one person can't win a
Oh,
team
yeah.
championship, so that goes out to them too.
Absolutely, and
Yeah,
it wasn't.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the other teams laid down on you either in the Pro Cup. Team FSB and Team Monsoon gave you a good battle about, I'd say about 3/4 of the way of the season, and then the dominance with you guys finishing 1-2 and top fives took its toll on them in the end there, and you were able to pull away. So, yeah, very good, very
Done it
satisfying, I'm
clean.
sure, for you.
Done it clean with class. Raced hard. Hats off. Congratulations. Want to race
Appreciate it.
against the best, and you guys are the standard bearers right now. So in
We
the
got
off
all brand new
season,
cars for next season, all brand new ones. We'll be
Yeah,
ready to
buddy.
go for next season.
That's what I'm talking about. So, guys, appreciate it. We'll wrap it up now. Again, next broadcast Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern, Pro Cup, Homestead. We'll have a race winner and a season champion, and maybe it'll be the same person. We'll see. So tune in on Wednesday night, Friday night, Winston Cup, FSBRacing.com. Check it out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good job.
Yep,
man.
thank you. Hey,
good
congrats
job,
again.
guys.
Good win, Mark. Good job,
Yep,
brother.
good win, Mark.